Cape Town, South Africa. The 2019 Audi A7 is a stone frosty fox, plain and basic. From its jaunty squint to its faceted tail, the new Sportback refreshes the outline-driven subject that began in 2009 with striking, new sheet metal. In any case, while the first A7's huge hatchback format was a novel bundling exercise combined with a to some degree bargained raise-situate understanding, the new model takes various mechanical jumps forward that add some much-needed substance to that style. First of all, the new A7 imparts enough propelled highlights to the tech-loaded A8 to make it among the most advanced cars on the planet. However, Audi isn't sharing those fancy odds and ends with the US advertise, more on that later. At the point when the A7 drops in the final quarter of 2018, it will be propelled with a similar trap 3.0 TFSI V6 found in the A8, at any rate until the sportier S8 lands with a gruntier V8. Delivering 340 strength and 368 pounds-to-foot of torque, the Passage Show V6 is a mellow crossover that uses a coordinated starter generator on a 48-volt stage that empowers up to 12 kilowatts of vitality recovery. This powertrain is mated to a 7-speed double-grasp S-tronic gearbox. The alleged belt alternator generator, BAS, is fit for drifting with the motor off inside certain speed ranges. However, US models won't have the drifting component at dispatch. While we're blasting your air pocket, we ought to most likely additionally specify that the A7 won't be offered, at any rate at first, with the A8's gentle-boggling prescient suspension framework that sweeps street surfaces ahead and utilizes electromechanical dampers to raise the body and control wheel travel, guaranteeing a satiny ride. Rather, the A7 will accompany a standard steel spring setup at dispatch, and a versatile air suspension will probably be offered as an alternative. Slide into the new A7, and its overhauled lodge introduces a drastically refreshed look and feel over the active model. There are enjoyably chiseled inside surfaces with accessible wood facade medications which tenderly circular segment and stream with those wrinkles. All shrewd outline includes whose lone conflicting components are the strangely strange, and disappointingly inauthentic, counterfeit back tailpipes that have produced all through the Audi lineup. While outside extents stay unaltered, the A7's new aluminum and steel body grows a large portion of an inch in wheelbase and 0.8 crawls in inside length, boosting legroom, headroom, and knee space for raised travelers. Access to those back seats now includes less head slamming, while the smooth, frameless entryway configuration has fortunately been held. Trunk volume develops to 18.9 cubic feet, or 49.1 cubic feet with the back seat, sufficiently down space to put 2 golf sacks sideways. Similarly as with the A8, and much like its sister auto, the Porsche Panamera, physical catches and switches have been everything except killed for 3 glassboard shows. Best in focus is a 10.1-inch infotainment touchscreen inclined towards the driver, one of 2 new MMI touch reaction screens which summon almost every control in this 2-ton car, spare things like the minor volume control dial, the stalks on the controlling segment, and catches and dials on the guiding wheel. Beneath it is a somewhat littler show for atmosphere control settings. Traditional measures are likewise jettisoned for a 12.3-inch virtual cockpit-prepared computerized dashboard. While the A7's flat-screen Appaloosa holds a specific interest to outrageous minimalists, the smooth and flush instrumentation asks the unavoidable inquiry, is this overcome new cat-free world extremely something worth being thankful for? On an essential level, the new interface is natural and capable. Furthermore, in any event Audi left the back vents as physical controls, dissimilar to the baffling Panamera which requires plunging into a menu to move the vents. In any case, the profundity of Audi's menu framework in some cases makes it troublesome and baffling to get to specific controls that were once straightforward. The touchscreens likewise do not have the strategic fulfillment of physical catches, also the way that more consideration and accuracy is required while pointing at the tip of your finger at a little region on a screen in a moving auto. The few key-settled catches, like drive mode select, traction control off, maximum defrost, and front lamp controls are just spots on a hard, flush surface. Once more, the setup works, however without an indistinguishable physical consolation from a genuine catch. The rigging selector is a spring-stacked, calfskin-wrapped shifter that offers sensibly fulfilling electromechanical association with the transmission. In any event, the A7's driving elements are, generally, more physically satisfying than that reproduced mechanical linkage. The standard driving mode creates a smooth, pleasing force conveyance and calm motor activity at bring-down velocities, feeling more like a uber luxury vehicle like the S-Class, 7 Series, and yes, A8, than an engaged games car. We're speculating future execution variations, probably S7s and RS7s, will be extensively punchier. Indeed, even with the directing set to sport, exertion is generally low, however feel is adequate, and Michelin Pilot Sport 4 is sufficiently sticky to support rapid cornering. Dunk further into the throttle and the refined murmur of the V6 develops, exchanging some seclusion for incrementally more criticism. New discretionary acoustic coating goes far toward repressing surrounding commotion in the lodge, and our test auto came furnished with air suspension that additionally figured out how to block out potholes while keeping things fresh and responsive in brandish mode. Lodge quiet brings forth the dream that the A7 isn't as snappy as it really may be. Despite the fact that increasing speed appears to be solid with forceful driving, the absence of commotion veils the way that the V6 is fit for whisking the A7 to 62 miles per hour in just 5.3 seconds, entirely equipped for a construct motor in light of a major vehicle. Handling the mountain goes outside of Cape Town, South Africa, in dawn mode was more engaging and certainly motivating than you may anticipate from such a huge car. However, some of the capacity was because of our test auto's four-wheel guiding framework. That 4WS framework, you got it, won't be accessible at dispatch for US showcase autos. The framework hands the back wheels over the other way as the front set speeds underneath 37 miles for each hour, at that point hands them over stage with the front set higher velocities. Likewise with the A8, pivoting the back wheels has the impact of fixing the swing in range to impersonate the medium-size A4s. As vehicle flow go, it's a really slick gathering trap that we unfortunately won't get in the main A7. Goodness, and one all the more thing, though the A7 is prepared for a huge number of laser scanners, radars, ultrasonic sensors and 360 cameras, it likely won't have the capacity to lawfully use its level 3 self-sufficient abilities at dispatch because of authoritative directions which still can't seem to support the self-driving innovation. While we didn't get the opportunity to test drive the level 3 setup, the stripped-down helped pushing highlights didn't overwhelm us in their execution. The framework completed an okay enough activity of keeping separation with autos ahead, however attempted to perceive neighboring movement when it infringed into our path. Correspondingly, the path-keeping help could have been smoother, as it pinballed inside the path while hunting down its direction. Those niggles may have been irritating in our test auto, however we'll need to encounter the out-and-out level 3 treatment before we pass extreme judgment. While the US adaptation of the A7 will miss a couple of the key tech includes that assistance that emerge from its aggressive set, among them four-wheel guiding, prescient suspension, and motor drifting, its unmistakable outline dialect offers a more relatable type of separation, particularly when seen against the incessantly staid A8. Include the volumetric interest of its electrically worked rays bring forth, and the A7 figures out how to take a significant number of the containers we never knew we had. It's that kind of panache and beauty that makes the A7 our sort of vast car, one with enough style and capacity to upstage its lead huge sibling, the A8.